Are you sick and tired of the cost of living in LA, Orange County, or San Diego, but you absolutely love living in California and you don't want to move away? Whether it's for family reasons, you don't want to move away too far away from family, you love California, want to be close to the water. Whatever the reason is, I might have the perfect spot for you. In this video, we're going to talk about a little spot in the Inland Empire that might be a great fit to make you not leave California. The beautiful weather, the beaches, the proximity to everything you could possibly ever imagine and want to do is right here, and we're going to discuss it in this video. So stay tuned. What's going on? Welcome to my channel. My name is Mike Devlak, and I am a local real estate agent here in the Los Angeles area. Now, if this is your first time to this channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell. That way you're notified every time we post new videos. All right, and we're posting videos just like this one pretty much every week, helping people who are looking to move to Southern California or within Southern California, helping them make better decisions, more educated decisions, for that next step in their lives. So if you are someone that is going to be moving, wants that help, make sure you go ahead and shoot us a text, give us a call, send us an email, days, nights, weekends, it doesn't matter. All right. So in this video, we are going to dive into a town that I recently kind of stumbled across. I had heard of it when I was younger, played baseball games here, coached baseball games here, doing the whole travel ball thing. Kind of thought a lot differently of it, before about 6-7 months ago. Yeah, I'm talking about Menifee, California. All right, it's a very rapidly growing area in the Inland Empire. All right, if you have no idea where Menifee is, hopefully at least know where Temecula is, or have a general idea. So Temecula is kind of just north of like the San Diego County line. There's a wine country there. So Menifee, what we're talking about now, is about 15 to 20 minutes north of that, kind of just depending which part you're looking at. So Menifee, like I said, is one of the fastest growing cities. I believe it's one of the top 10 fastest growing cities in America, for sure in California, but I think in America. Now, just kind of going back to what I was saying before, I stumbled upon the growth of this. I helped someone, one of my clients was looking to move kind of down in this area. We made a wrong turn. We ended up in Menifee, and holy cow, I was completely impressed. Kind of just that mental picture you kind of, when you think of certain things, certain areas, when you've been somewhere like 10 years ago, I'm sure right now you could probably think of some town, probably 2 hours away from where you are that you've been to, and like a long time ago, and you maybe have some negative thoughts or some, whatever. But I was pleasantly surprised, last spring when I made that wrong turn, ended up in Menifee, and wow, all I can say is wow, to the point that I actually moved my family out here from Los Angeles. So if you are someone that is, coming from a bigger city, wanting to stay in California, I think this is a great spot, especially, I have a family, young family, got three young kids, married. So this was a perfect spot for us, just because, you get more bang for your buck out here. So at the time my wife was pregnant, we're looking for, obviously, going from 2 kids to 3, we needed more space. And, in LA or Orange County, for what we were willing to pay, it just really, it didn't do it for us. So, so as when I was pregnant, I'm showing clients houses out this way a little bit, and I was like, holy cow! The first thing I noticed was this shopping center it's going to be on on Newport, and that's kind of where we made that wrong turn with my clients. We were looking elsewhere, made a wrong turn, end up on Newport, and there's this huge shopping center. So that kind of got me like, holy cow, there's a lot to do all in this one spot. I thought it was really cool that almost everything that you could ever want to do is within this like one spot. There's kind of like four, I don't know, I call them quadrants on the different sides of the freeway. So two, two up here, two down here on the different sides of the freeway, kind of shopping centers. So I thought it was really cool that there's literally everything. There's Target, there's restaurants, there's like I think there's a Lowe's, tons of, like I said, tons of restaurants, gas stations, Best Buy, literally everything that you need. They got pet stores, banks. Like I'm not even kidding. Every type of food. So whatever you wanted to do was all in this one spot, and I was like, wow, that's really really cool. And it's fairly newly built, so that was another big plus for me internally. So. So that really, kind of piqued my interest in this area, and just knowing what the prices were here. You're getting prices, the quality of the homes you get here, and the size and the space and the community feel. I mean, it's a third or a quarter the price of what you would pay for something similar in Los Angeles or Orange County, kind of depending which area you pick. So, we decided to move out here. And we absolutely love it. So if you're someone who is coming from a bigger city, kind of thinking of Menifee, Temecula, Murrieta, this video is for you. I'm going to cover basically the three of the more popular different neighborhoods here in Menifee, and talk a little bit about that kind of the community feel as we dive into this. So I talked a little bit about that big shopping center. Like I said, there's every single thing you could possibly imagine there. But what we're going to do is we're going to dive into these neighborhoods. I drove the neighborhoods this morning to get some film to throw up on here, and kind of just give you guys, show you what it feels like to live here in Menifee. So first off, we are going to start in a brand new community. It's actually one of the communities I looked at with those clients I was talking about that kind of piqued my interest a little bit in this area. It's called Audie Murphy Ranch. Now, this is kind of a newer build community. I believe, the community is 3 or 4 years old. They're still in the building process in some areas. They're kind of expanding out. But the houses are humongous houses. Really, I mean, there's different styles too. So depending on which builder, that built whatever house is over there, different sizes, different styles, pretty much anything that you could possibly want. When we actually were interested in the area, we toured some of the model homes, and I mean, it was for us coming from LA. You don't have that much space to where these houses have 2 living rooms. There's actually like a dedicated office space. It was crazy to us, and the backyards are pretty big too. So it was really interesting to us, and really like got us like, whoa, having this extra space, for a growing family. There's some homes that even have, they call it like a gen suite. So it's basically a house that has it's basically an in-law suite, but in the house, like a little casita, like built into the house, has its own separate entrance. Some of the houses, we thought that was really cool. So Audie Murphy Ranch is like I said, it's newer of the 3 areas I'm going to talk about. It's the newest of the 3. My son's baseball practices are actually at the baseball field in the complex. They got, like I said, baseball field. There's tons of parks in this community. It's called the ranch, so it's kind of like the community center where the pool is. There's a playground in there as well. So that was that was really cool, and it's growing fast. And out of the areas I'm going to talk about, it's probably the closest to that shopping center that I've mentioned. These homes are, like I said, they're in the building phase for some of the homes. Now, new builds are very competitive right now. Maybe some of you watching this have experienced that. 2 things real quick. If you're gonna do the new build thing, make sure you reach out to realtors, someone like myself. That way, the person that's selling the new builds, they're on the side of the builder, right? They work for the builder, right? I work for you, or whoever the realtor, hopefully it's me, works for you. So make sure, especially in California, that you notify your realtor or have a realtor before you go to look at these homes, all right? A lot of these companies are trying to make sure that the realtor is with you in person the first time you see those homes. That's kind of the way that's just the way they operate, I guess. So make sure you talk to your realtor. That way they can kind of walk you on and let the salesperson with these builders know, like, hey, I've got a realtor. I'm working with Mike or whoever the person is. Make sure you have a realtor with you when you go to those new builds. All right. So like I said, those new builds are, a lot of them are very competitive as far as like the wait list goes. All right. So the other option aside from that, if you can't, get it the traditional way on the list. Some of these communities are a couple years old, and some of these owners have a ton of equity already in their houses. I know there's some houses where someone bought the house 8, 9, 10 months ago, but the market's gone up so much that their house wasn't built. They just completed the house, and now they're selling the house because there's so much equity. So there are like on market opportunities to acquire some of these houses. So that's something you wanted to do too. So either get on the list with a realtor, or have your realtor, reach out to some of these homeowners and say, hey, look, you got X amount of equity in your home. I have a buyer who is looking to buy in this neighborhood, and make your realtor work for you to help you get in that community you want. Just one thing, kind of touching on Audie Murphy out of the areas I'm going to talk about. It does have it's closest to things, but that also means it has the most traffic out of the areas I'm going to talk about. So when we're driving here, it's close to like a busier street, and it's like a main highway that connects two freeways. Connects the 15 down Lake Elsinore all the way up to right where that shopping center is in Menifee. So that's something to keep in mind. There is a lot of street traffic there. Not anything super crazy like if you're coming from a bigger city, nothing too crazy is what you're experiencing there. But for this area, it is a ton of traffic right there. So if we're gonna move up there, keep going up Newport, you're gonna shopping center. So you leave Audie Murphy, go up Newport, you got the shopping center, there. You're gonna continue past that, and then you're gonna end up in neighborhood number 2 that we're gonna cover. It's gonna be the Lakes. All right. Now the Lakes is, the houses are pretty similar to the Audie Murphy ones, maybe just a tad older. One thing I really liked about the Lakes is that not that crime's outrageous or bad out here, but I really liked the safety fact that there was gated entrances for everywhere in the Lakes. So I thought that was a really nice feature. The streets are pretty quiet. Big lots, big properties, very, and pretty much any of the newer builds out here that you're gonna get the space you require, the space you want, the space you need. But the Lakes, you're gonna, that's a little bit further up from the shopping center. You're close to like a Stater Brothers. There's a gas station right there. The fire department's right there. Once again, tons of parks. Throughout all of Menifee, they're great with catering to the youth sports and families and that sort of thing. So there's tons of parks. These parks are newer parks, very clean, very safe. Like, let my kids go play, and when there's practice going on, my daughter will go. She'll go play on the playground. Like, it's very safe and clean. The parks. So the Lakes had a bunch of parks that are right there: baseball fields, soccer fields. Schools, really clean, newer built schools that are, there's just a lot of really good things about all of Menifee. But I really liked the enclosed gated community feel of the Lakes. Now from what I saw, there's I think there's 2 different parts of the Lakes. One's kind of newer and one's a little bit older. On the newer side of things, I don't think you were able to walk around the lake or go on the lake. I know on the older side of the lakes, it looked, there's some playgrounds there, and I believe you could walk around the lakes. But once again, I don't think you can actually, do anything on the lake. And again, you're gonna have these HOAs with these, different amenities and a pool. So Audie Murphy does have a pool, has a community center called the Ranch. I think I talked about that already. So they've got an HOA there. The Lakes is going to have an HOA as well, with pools and that sort of thing too. So even if your house does not have a pool or is not big enough to build a pool, you're going to have pool access with that HOA. Now next up, the last community I'm going to talk about is called Heritage Lake. This one is the furthest of the three from things to from shopping and things to do. Now, Heritage Lake is kind of, some of it was built like 10 plus years ago, and there's still some new construction going on. So you kind of got like a weird mixture of kind of things going on and things getting built. Really beautiful lake there. Where on the lake, there's parks along the lake. There's a trail around it where people, walk their dogs. They're riding bikes. They're going on runs, going on walks. Like I said, on this trail, there's parks for the kids. The trail actually leads to the like basically the clubhouse or the pool. The pool is humongous. They actually have two different pools in this community. There's like the one main pool. It's humongous. It's basically right on the lake. It's an amazing view in the summer. They got palm trees. There's a splash pad for the kids. There's a rec room that you could rent out. If you were doing some sort of party or something like that. And it's fairly cheap too. It's like $100 for the full day. So that's definitely a huge plus. Community's got tons of parks. There's just like right here in the community, there's you got your elementary school, you got your middle school, and then the high school is probably less than 10 minutes away, depending on, depending on which part of Heritage Lake you live. And then, HOA is very reasonable, under $100. So if you're coming from LA or Orange County, $100 for the amount of amenities that you get in Menifee it's just unbelievable. So when we found, I think it's like $81 or something like that. So when we found out the HOA is that cheap, it's just incredible. So so those are basically the three communities that within Menifee that I wanted to highlight. If we've piqued your interest and you want to learn more, you want to take some tours of some homes, make sure you definitely go ahead and reach out. That way we can help you find that perfect spot, whether it's in Menifee or somewhere else. The perfect spot for you and your family and whatever your situation is. One thing I do want to add is just really the community feel of Menifee. All three of these areas, it feels like there's people from all over, really the country. Just in the neighborhood that I live, I got neighbors from Tennessee, Jamaica, I've got Oregon, I've got Wisconsin. I mean, people from all over, all walks of life. Very quiet streets. Very, very friendly people. The type of people, when I go put my Christmas lights up, like they're offering to get on the roof with me to put them up. Like super, super friendly people. Lots of kids in the communities. You got kids playing basketball in the street outside. You've got, just these community schools where you go to school with your neighbors, and it's not necessarily like that in some of these other areas. So if you're coming from LA or Orange County, it's definitely a slower paced life, but if that's something you're looking for, it's so worth it. So like I said, if you're considering moving to this area, make sure you go ahead, give me a call, shoot me a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, holidays, it doesn't matter. We love helping people move here. One last thing before you go. If you've made it this far, if you can do me a favor, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. That way it lets the YouTube algorithm know that this video was helpful. That way I can help more people like you who might think that Menifee is a cool area for them and they might need this information. So like I said, if you could please give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe, tap that notification bell, lets the algorithm know that this information was useful, it was helpful for people thinking of moving to the Los Angeles area or even down here into Menifee. That's basically it. So until the next one, see ya.